How to form an LLC in Vermont. When starting a new company, choosing a business entity is one of the most important decisions that you make. For most businesses with more than one founding member, forming an LLC is often the best option. Before we begin, let's quickly define what an LLC is. An LLC stands for Limited Liability Company and is an uncomplicated business structure that gives business owners legal protection by separating personal assets from business debts. However, creating an LLC can get complicated depending on where you're based, as the process differs from state to state. To avoid any missteps, follow along as we show you how to form an LLC in Vermont. The first step in forming an LLC is to select a name. Vermont has two naming guidelines. 1. Your LLC's name must contain one of the following phrases or abbreviations: Limited Liability Company, Limited Company, LLC, LLC, LC, or LC. The words company and limited may be substituted with the abbreviations Co. and Ltd. 2. Your LLC's name must be distinguishable from the names of existing businesses on file with the Vermont Secretary of State. After selecting a name for your LLC, you can reserve it with the Vermont Secretary of State. To do this, first, search for your chosen business name in Vermont by performing a business search. 2. Then file an application to reserve a business name with the Secretary of State online to reserve a name. Note that reserving a name has a fee. Check the description below for more details. Step 2. Designate a registered agent. Like most U.S. states, forming an LLC in Vermont requires appointing a registered agent service. A registered agent is an individual or a company that acts as your official point of contact in the state to receive legal documents, service of process, and other official communications from the state. It is their job to forward these documents and communications to your LLC in a timely manner. A registered agent also helps save time mailing documents and keeps your address and other personal information private. Your registered agent must meet the following requirements. 1. Must be a state resident with a street address in Vermont. 2. Have a business office in Vermont if located out of state. Check out the description below for recommended registered agent services to guide you through this process. Step 3. File Articles of Organization. An LLC is officially formed in Vermont by filing Articles of Organization with the Secretary of State. The Articles of Organization must provide the following details: LLC's name, street address and mailing address, LLC type, LLC's purpose, the end of the LLC's fiscal year, registered agent details, whether the LLC will be manager-managed or member-managed, LLC principal members or managers' names and addresses, the name, address, and signature of an LLC organizer. You can file online or by mail. Note that there is a fee. Check the description below for more details. Next is to create an operating agreement. An operating agreement does the following: describes your business structure, establishes the individual responsibilities and obligations of your LLC members, details how the LLC will be run. Although Vermont doesn't require one, an operating agreement clarifies the specific duties of its members, which may help your LLC avoid significant legal and operational difficulties. Step 5. Get an EIN. Before your company is ready to start doing business, you must obtain an IRS Employer Identification Number, EIN, by applying on the IRS website. The 9-digit EIN is like a social security number for a business and is necessary for things like paying income tax, filing tax returns, opening a business bank account. You can apply for an EIN on the IRS website. Finally, make sure to complete all additional legal requirements. File annual reports. Vermont LLCs are required to file an annual report with the Secretary of State each year. The report must be submitted before the start of the 4th month after the LLC's fiscal year ends. For example, if an LLC's fiscal year ends on December 31st, the report would need to be submitted by April 30th of the following year. Register with the Vermont Department of Taxes. Certain Vermont LLCs, including those that collect sales tax and those that have employees, must register with the Vermont Department of Taxes. Acquire additional licenses. Some LLCs in Vermont may be required to have additional state or local business licenses depending on the type of their business and where they are based. Check out the Department of Tax's Start a Business Guide for information on state business licensing requirements. For information on local licensing requirements, contact the city or county clerk in the area where your LLC is based. So, to sum it up, how to form an LLC in Vermont. 1. Select a name. 2. Designate a registered agent. 3. File Articles of Organization. 4. Create an operating agreement. 5. Obtain an Employer Identification Number. 6. Fulfill your legal obligations, particularly relating to filing annual reports, registering with the Department of Taxes, and applying for any additional licenses you may need. By following these steps, you can form an LLC in Vermont. All the websites mentioned earlier are located in the description below and a link to a guide. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos answering your questions to all things LLC.